Today's country and your all-time favorites, 95.1 The Bull. Our community conversation this morning brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center, online at fcmc.us.com. Joining us in the bullpen this morning from New Hampton FFA chapter, I have Karla Pickar joining us. Karla, thanks for joining me once again.
Thanks for always having me on, Rob.
Absolutely. So kind of getting back in the swing of what things are going on with FFA here. I know last time we talked about some districts. And how did that go?
Yeah, so we had districts at Key High School. 21 of our members participated. And then we had two delegates, Marshall Zion and Carrie Strickerath. They voted on our new district officer team. And then in our FFA Creed speaking, we had Brenna Thronson. She placed second and got a gold rating, and she'll advance to state convention, which is in Ames. And then our chapter program with Beth Pickar, Jennifer Eichenberger, and Alexa Mashik got a silver rating. They basically just present everything our chapter's doing, and then they get rated on that.
Kind of like a public service thing where you just say, hey, this is what we did, and, we look towards the future and see what other big ideas you guys will share going forward.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Very good. Any other things related to the district that we need to let people know about?
Yeah, so our chapter website that's new this year, we had Olivia Eichenberger and Jacob McDonald present that, and they ended up getting a gold rating. And then Farm Business Management with Grace Malloy, Ethan Praska, and Madison Schaffenbuhl, they got 5th out of 9th place. And then in our chapter test, we had Elizabeth Deere, Callie Angel, Emmett Keener, and Jordan Thronson receive a silver rating, and then Caleb Utley received a bronze rating.
So chapter tests, is that kind of like a standardized test where they just had you answer questions ag related, or how's that go?
The chapter test is a test about everything FFA. So like, when was FFA founded? Who's the president? Who's the secretary? Just crazy questions like that, just all related to FFA.
A lot of late nights probably studying up on all that. So
they got Quizlets.
There you go. Very good. And another quiz that was done as well.
So they had the Green Hand quiz. This is for like freshmen with Addie Douglas, Tristan Meek, Troy Fetterspiel, Margie Reichs, and Taylor Dowd. They all received silver ratings.
Very good. Well, congratulations to all of our FFA members there taking part in the districts there. Speaking with Karla Pickar joining us here on the Morning Roundup 95.1 The Bull. Another topic that we discussed last time around was state convention.
Yeah.
How about that?
So we're getting ready for state convention. A couple of our, like Brenna Thronson is going to compete, and then I'm in the band with a couple other people, and hopefully we'll be able to touch more on all who's going. But state convention this year is in Ames from April 14th to the 16th.
A band. I didn't know FFA had a band.
They did have a band. It's pretty pretty
fun. What
do
you play? You play Old MacDonald Had a Farm, or what do you guys play?
We play the Iowa Corn Song.
Iowa Corn Song. I don't believe I'm familiar with that one.
It's old. I don't like it.
Sometimes you gotta have an appreciation for the classics.
Yeah, right.
Being a music fan myself, I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Another thing we also touch base on, but a little more related to drive tractor to school. I know that was another thing that we talked about as well.
Yep. So we just had that drive your tractor to school on the 19th. And basically, like 10 members brought the biggest tractors they could find, and we parked them in the parking lot, and everybody's like ooh and ahhing over them, and they took pictures, and it was so fun to see them all drive in and park.
Were there a lot of old vintage ones as well?
I think there's only about one or two, but they all look really cool.
I have appreciation for those, because not just the side of the old tractors, just like you have the array of colors.
Yeah.
Because normally you are familiar with, the ones that are red, the ones that are green, and then you get the blue ones that are kind of like almost it's like you see them in the wild and you go, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't be something we'd miss out on, especially with the North Iowa tractor ride.
Right.
But we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Another thing is the banquet, which is a huge event for you guys.
Yep. So our banquet, it's finally here. It's tomorrow, and then we'll induct new officers there, and then we'll have recognized accomplishments like highest fruit seller, and then all the certificates you get if you compete in events. And basically we're just going to wrap up our year, have a year in review, and just
I'm assuming that, we'll have a lot of distinguished awards. Maybe there's one for you,
I,
possibly.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe we'll have to make sure to put enough in the suggestion box there.
Yeah.
All right, and of course, with the banquet being a huge event, and it's also an opportunity for you because you'll be graduating soon, right?
I'll be so I'm the reporter now, and then they'll induct a new reporter. So I'm like done with my term. So
Done with the
done with
term.
the term.
Okay,
Yep.
my apologies there. But yeah, so this is your end time here. Are you looking towards doing something more in the future, FFA related?
I'm thinking I'm gonna take a step back from FFA and focus on like my other groups I'm in, and like I'm serving on a lot of different groups as on the officer team. So I'm just trying like interact. I think I'll just focus on interact for now. But
Just
yeah.
ease off the heavy
Yeah.
plate right now for a little bit, and then when time comes around.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And having that time in there, any words you want to just share with people, on behalf of FFA there, your experiences, and maybe recommending, if people are still kind of on the fence about joining FFA,
Yeah.
you have the floor.
So my favorite thing about FFA is going on the radio with Rob, I think, every other week.
I'm humbled.
Yeah,
I'm humbled.
they never did it like before. So this is the first time I believe that an officer comes on like almost regularly, but not like more than once or twice a year. So I'm glad that I can pass it on to our new reporter, and hopefully that they'll have just as much fun as I did coming in early at 7 in the morning and recording our conversations.
Absolutely. And of course, broadcasting with you guys, it's an important part to keep in mind that Future Farmers of America, you guys really are the future of agriculture. And, we hear those stories about things, kind of unsettling, but you guys can change it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So further information there on any of the topics we discussed, or just general questions, information, Karla, how can we get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, you can always call up the school and they'll point you in the right direction, or you can text or email our advisor, Rachel Baller. You can find her contact information either on our school website or in the Facebook page.
All right. And of course, we will be in touch with Rachel, and hopefully a new officer will come to represent you guys and talk more about what's happening with New Hampton FFA. So, Karla, thanks a lot for all of our conversations we've had here every couple of weeks, chatting up with you guys, see what's going on, what's new. And we look forward to the future.
Thanks for always having me on, Rob.
You betcha. Karla Pickar here on the Morning Roundup, 95.1 The Bull, our community conversation brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center on 95.1 The Bull.